What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball holds on for a tight senior day win in the Breslin Center, 91-87 over Rutgers, to improve to 25-5 and 15-4 in the Big Ten. Now, this one, it was close pretty much most of the game, besides a good stretch in the second half where Michigan State was able to separate, but then Rutgers could not miss at the end. Tight first half overall, and then in the second half, as I said, Michigan State was able to get that lead up to 19. I think it was like with 6 or 7 minutes to go, even. But then Rutgers could not miss down the stretch, and Michigan State wasn't helping themselves with turnovers, and yeah, just kind of a weird sequence of events to close that game, and then Tom tried to get his seniors their moment, but yeah, maybe a little bit too early. But I think it was like a minute and a half, minute 40 maybe, when Tom was trying to check in his seniors. Actually, it was even less than that. It was like a minute 19 in the game, but yeah, Rutgers was still playing at that point, and like I said, Rutgers could not miss down the stretch. They shoot 56% overall from three. Michigan State makes some weird turnovers, and yeah, Tom puts his five seniors in, minute 19 left in the game or so, and yeah, Rutgers can't miss. A couple turnovers, and end up having to put the starters back in to close it out to do and then have to move all the kissing the Spartan logo, Spartan head at center court. Had to move that to after the game instead of getting that moment during the game. So at the end of the day, the important thing is getting the win here, improving to 25-5 and 15-4. But yeah, that definitely did not go as smooth as it could have. But a win is a win. But we're going to jump into this game. But first, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. We'll have more Michigan State basketball content on the channel, so just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the video. So we'll start with Rutgers here. Again, a scrappy game. This one didn't go to overtime, but last time we played Rutgers in Piscataway, it was close as well. This one, you look at Rutgers and you look at Tariq Francis. Again, he kills us. 23 points, I think, last time. This one, he goes for 25, 4 for 5 from three-point range with 5 assists as well. 3 steals. Dylan Grant adds 3. Emmanuel Ogbol, 13 points for them. He was 6 for 7 for them with 6 rebounds. Lino Mark added 14. Darren Buchanan Jr. added 9. 6 points off the bench for Chris Nwoli. 4 points for Haran Zerno. He was someone who got some shots to go last time against Michigan State. Caden Powers had 11, 3 for 4 from 3. And then Jamichael Davis for them, 2 points. We said coming in, this was a team that did not score that well coming in. They had only, I think, 2 guys averaging over double-digit scoring. And in this one, they get 4 guys in double digits. And as I said, they shoot 10 for 18, 56% from 3. They only turned the ball over 8 times, 16 assists. They were passing the ball well. So yeah, and down the stretch, they would not go away, too. So I think that just goes to, more credit to Rutgers for, not going away. Like, you have to give, credit to Rutgers for not going away. But then also, Michigan State was just handing them the ball on a lot of these turnovers, silly plays. And yeah, it was just a weird game, but credit to Rutgers for not going away, at the end. Especially, I mean, if the lead was 19 points or so with 6 or 7 minutes left and they continued to battle, continued to fight back. And, at the end of the game, as we said, Izzo tried to give his 5 seniors that moment at the end of the game, and they were still pressing. They were still able to make some plays, and it was close, 4 or 5 points there at the end. So, I mean, Michigan State missed free throw or so and come down and get a 3. It's a very interesting game. So, you have to give credit to Rutgers, a young team as well. I know Izzo kind of said it after the game. I saw some quotes like, if no one tampers with that team, that can be a special team going forward. So, yeah, we will move on to Michigan State here. And starting off the bench, obviously Nick Sanders and Trey Fort. Trey Fort got 3 minutes in this one. He had 2 points, 2 free throws in this one, had a rebound, did have 2 turnovers. He was kind of put in a weird situation when came into with the five seniors there. He was passing the ball in. It was a weird situation, with the press as well. Don't entirely blame it on him at all, but Wish could have had a smoother senior day for him. Nick Sanders as well. He got in, but obviously, that was kind of a chaotic, handful of seconds there that group was in there trying to get their moment. But sad that it couldn't go out and couldn't have had a, scoring moment or something for both of those. Both of those guys had a bigger moment, but yeah, we'll keep it going. Kurtank, 17 minutes in this one, 4 points, 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, but did have 3 rebounds and 3 assists on the night, 2 turnovers. Denham Wojcik, senior, and I thought for as much as people complain about Denham, I've been talking about for a while, like 0 points, he doesn't get any shot attempts up, but 3 assists to 0 turnovers again in his 12 minutes. He runs the team just fine. He's not gonna give you a dribble package to a step back jumper 3, whatever, but he's going to get you into your stuff. For the most part, he's not going to turn the ball over, and he's just going to get you assists. And it's not going to be flashy. It's not going to be, game changing, but it's going to keep you where you're at in the game and keep the ball rolling for the team, which is what his job is. So, credit to Denham, senior night for him and going out there. Obviously no points in the stat sheet there, but the 3 assists and had some solid movements out there on the court as well. So credit to Denham there. But Cam Ward was absolutely huge for especially off the bench, but I think for overall for Michigan State, and he was definitely big in the first half too, kind of getting things rolling. But 20 minutes, 9 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. 9 boards as well with an assist, a steal, 3 blocks. So 9 for 9, close to a double-double again. For him, you go back kind of, bookend of the Arkansas game, the beginning of the season, that first big game for Michigan State, that Saturday night one. Then you close it out last game here at the Breslin Center, close to a double-double. Just looking at that big game that he had against Arkansas, I forget what the stat line was there. I'm pretty sure it was double-double, but then this one, close to a double-double. Big game and a game where they needed him, to kind of, after a kind of a slow, sluggish start, I guess, if you will. And Cam Ward, playing better over this last little bit here of the season, which is what you want. Obviously, he struggled a little bit middle of the season with, coming back from that injury and everything. But credit to him continuing to battle and hopefully seems like he might be playing his best basketball as we're heading into the end of the season and tournament time if he can continue to make these improvements and get back to where he was before that injury, the beginning of the season. We'll move to the starting lineup here. Jordan Scott, 29 minutes, 5 points, 2 for 4 and 1 for 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, but kind of a little uncharacteristic. 4 turnovers. He had that, really bad one late, passing the ball towards, the Rutgers basket, trying to get it into Jeremy Fears, and it literally was just an assist to the other team because they were just able to grab it, lay it right up. Kind of bad situation there, and things just kind of got really chaotic there at the end. But we'll move on to Cohen Carr here. We'll save the seniors for last. Cohen Carr, 32 minutes, 21 points, 6 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Absolutely huge with 6 rebounds as well. I mean, Cohen Carr just really complete game overall. No assists, no steals or blocks, but everything else he did on the court was incredible. He had that sequence of 3 straight dunks in the second half, all from Jeremy too. I believe all alley-oop fast breaks, I guess kind of, if you will. I think the one wasn't out of a fast break, but still, just incredible what he's done, continuing to improve on the glass, but continuing to improve with his free throws as well. He was big time and game changing for Michigan State tonight and is a big reason why Michigan State was able to, get that lead and overall, at the end of the day, was able to get this win. And then Jeremy Fears, 28 minutes in this one, as we said, was kind of in foul trouble. Had a weird, we'll get to it in a second, but 21 points, 7 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 6 for 9 from the line, 1 rebound, 8 assists to 3 turnovers, had 2 steals as well. But as I said, was in foul trouble, had 2 fouls in the first half, finishes with 4 fouls as well, so that's why he only has 28 minutes in this one. But had the technical, and it was a weird technical. Didn't agree with the call. I don't think Izzo was upset about the call too, I think, but it didn't even look like he said anything to the ref. I guess it looked like, from my vantage point in the Breslin, it looked like he was just looking up at the screen and then was like pointing at the screen, and then the ref teed him up. Could he have said something like to the ref like while he wasn't looking at him though? But it's not like he was like tapping the ref like look at the board, or something. So that was kind of weird. I know Izzo said in his speech after the game like, Jeremy didn't deserve that, punishment, didn't deserve that technical, whatever. So kind of weird, but I mean, overall, after kind of a slow start for Jeremy in this one, he really came out firing in the second half. I mean, I think the first play literally just sprinted down, pulled up for mid-range jumper, and he was solid in that mid-range game today. He missed a weird layup. I think he missed one or two layups, but his mid-range game, float game, is just continuing to improve. And more comfortable with that as well. The three missed free throws definitely were he's been solid all year at three missed free throws. Definitely, just kind of a weird game overall for everyone. But I mean, overall, look, at the end of the day, you still finished with 21-8. The three turnovers a little bit high, maybe three turnovers, three missed free throws, but overall, still made enough plays and helped set up Michigan State to be in a position to win this game. But definitely can improve on some stuff from this one. But we'll move to our seniors here. And we'll start with Jackson Kohler. 15 points in this one in 29 minutes, 6 for 11 and 1 for 4 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line with 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal in this one. Still, trying to get that 3-point, shot consistently back. We saw him be able to hit a few last game. But I thought he was able to make some good plays. They were able to close out on a handful of threes, not let him get some good looks. But he did make a couple nice plays driving off of that, pump faking and driving as well. And it was kind of get it going in the later parts of the game too. Wasn't able to get it going early, but was able to turn it around late to make some big plays for Michigan State there on his senior night. And then we'll move over to Carson Cooper. 29 minutes as well, 14 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 6 for 8 from the free throw line with 6 rebounds. Did have 2 turnovers, but had 2 blocks as well in this one. And just continuing to see his improvement as well, him and Jax. I think that's the biggest thing with Jax and with Carson is over their career, the development that both of them have made and how consistent they both have become is just really impressive. And Coop in his, back to the basket game and, coming up off the 2 feet, kind of 2-hand shot down low, just improving on that as well. Overall game improving. Jax will say the same thing for him, his overall improvement throughout his career, both of them on the boards, rebounding. So sad that it was their last game in the Breslin Center, as well as, Nick Sanders, Trey Fort, Denim Wojcik as well. Obviously, Nick Sanders, Jax, and Coop having been here the longest, then, Jax and Coop having, had, pretty big roles, throughout most of their career as well. So sad that this was their last game in the Breslin Center, but thankfully they did go out with the win. Just kind of got a little out of sorts there at the end, but end of the day, win is a win, and you take wins in the Big Ten especially. But we'll just move over to some team stats real quick. 48% for Rutgers from the field, 58% for Michigan State, 56% to 33% from 3, 79% and 83% from the free throw line, 15 for 19 to 25 for 30 for Michigan State. Rebounds, Rutgers 21, 38 for Michigan State. Big advantage there with 8 to 12 on the offensive side and 13 to 26 defensive. Assists 16 to 19 Michigan State with the advantage there. 9 steals compared to 4 for Michigan State. 1 block, 7 for Michigan State. 8 turnovers for Rutgers, 15 for Michigan State. That was a big reason why the game kind of was all over the place and something that was similar to the last time they played Rutgers. 15 points off turnovers compared to only 9 for Michigan State. 20 fast break points, 24 for Michigan State. 34 points in the paint to 46 for Michigan State. Rutgers had a lead of 4 at one point. As we said, Michigan State was up 19 at one point. And like we said, that was with a couple, 6-7 minutes left in the game. And credit to Rutgers, they kept coming back. But Anyway, kind of just tying a bow on this one here. As we said, Michigan State moves to 15-4 in the Big Ten with 25-5 overall. So now officially they have locked up a triple bye in the Big Ten tournament. So they will be starting on Friday. And if my math is correct in this one, I believe they have locked up at least a top 3 seed. So they should be the night portion next Friday in the Big Ten tournament, which is, nice. Like, I believe they have locked up a top 3 seed, given that the only team that has the tiebreaker over you is Nebraska. The next 2 teams in Illinois and Purdue, you do have the tiebreaker. Obviously, Purdue is a game back of Illinois and Nebraska. You're a game up on both of those teams currently. So even if you were to lose on Sunday and say Illinois win and, you're tied with them, then you have that tiebreaker there. So, yeah, so I think a top 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament is locked up. For sure, that triple bye is locked up. But now, kind of moving forward as well from the Big Ten tournament as well, they've been obviously listed as a 2 seed this past week. I still think 4 is kind of the. I think right now, I think 4 is kind of the lowest I can see them sliding, and that's like probably with a loss on Sunday and a loss next Friday in the Big Ten tournament. Even that, I still think there's probably enough to say that a 3 seed is probably where Michigan State will land. But I do think that there's some work to do to make sure you get that 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. And yeah, no better way to set it up than going on the road to your rival Sunday, 4:30. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Obviously, kind of a clunky end to senior night in the last game of the Breslin Center of the year, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and keep on moving forward. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. We'll be back, obviously, with a preview for the game on Sunday against Ed School down the road. But close it out to thank all of our seniors in this one. Obviously, Trey Fort, Dennis Wojcik, Nick Sanders, Jackson Kohler, Carson Cooper. It's been amazing watching them in the Breslin Center. Obviously, as we kind of said throughout this video, Nick Sanders, Jax, and Coop for obviously all 4 of their years. But yeah, still some basketball to go, and hopefully quite a few weeks of basketball left of the season left, hopefully. But first things first is heading down the road to that school down the road on Sunday. So we'll be back with a preview for that one. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.